you go. Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Yeah, you know what it is. It's the best daytime live show on all of YouTube. Classic! You know I gotta come to the ring, baby. Let's go.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me, babe. I done mastered discipline. It take more than 3 cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused.
Let's get focused. Yeah, all that. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, man, and I got another great live show for y'all today, man, for sure. We tapping into some dope content. I'm gonna be giving y'all my authentic reactions as usual, and we gonna get some other people's takes as well. We tapping in with some high-level content creators to see how they feel about some real controversial current events. That's what we doing today. So with that being said, we're not gonna waste too much time. I got a couple reaction videos. I got a question of the day. I got a code language conversation. We may or may not go with the story time route today. We may or may not. Give me a 333 in the chat real quick if my audio good. Give me a 333 in the chat if my audio is good with y'all. Yeah, for sure. But we're gonna move straight into the reaction video. We don't have a lot of time to waste because we got a lot to get through. We starting off heading over to Anton Daniel's channel, but he's actually covering Tisa Tales, who also has a big YouTube channel. So we're gonna get 2, I believe, adverse opinions on what's going on with Diddy right now, and then you're gonna get Classic chiming in with the pause, as River TV would say. But yeah, let's get it rolling. 333, everybody, if my sound is good. Somebody hit me in the chat. Let's go. Hold on, chat. All right, let's get it.
There has been Judgment Day, and the jury has found Sean Diddy Combs not guilty. We're going to talk about what this means. We're going to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about what the government said, and we're going to talk about the way I feel that jury has failed us. I feel like the jury failed us. I feel like we stepped back 20 years. I feel like they sent a message about what they care about: celebrity, money, power, influence, flunkies. I feel like this is a travesty, okay? I know that there are a lot of Diddy supporters that are celebrating, but they're not even celebrating for Diddy. They're celebrating that wealth, that depravity, that violence could live another day. They're celebrating that they're idle, that in their beds while they sit there and wonder why their lives turned out, that they're idle, someone they hope for, they aspire to be. Someone that as he gets not guilty, he's not even going to say 2 words to these people.
She's too emotionally invested in this, and I don't know why. I don't know why this Tisa tells the. I discovered her today on the Millionaire Morning Show because the people was like, yo, Anton, you got to check her out. You know, she works hard or whatever, and I'm gonna give her props. This woman, from what I looked at, you know, with her being there as a content creator, it seems as though she really cares about her platform and she works really hard at it. But I will tell you that her inability to be objective and her emotional state and getting mad at the fact that Diddy was able to successfully defend himself, and he should not, I repeat, this is my opinion, he should not be spending the rest of his life in jail, is something that they're unable to do. Women are so emotional. They're too emotional. They can't be emotionally invested in something, because although it makes for great entertainment as a content creator, it doesn't necessarily make for great decision making when it comes to objectively observing what is happening in these situations.
Are celebrating the fact that
Now it's ad hominem attacks.
the man, the myth, the legend, someone that they looked up to, that their idol was set free. You guys, let's get into this. First of all, I do want to say I feel for all the victims.
I'll say that I believe that she is a bit emotional. I think in regards to her saying why people are, I mean, I haven't seen celebrations per se. I've seen people saying, you know, free Diddy, or they glad that he got off, but I haven't seen, you know, anybody taking a shot for the man or nothing like that. I haven't seen that. I'm not saying it's not out there. I just haven't seen it, chat. What I can say is that I think she's a bit extreme in regards to saying that people are celebrating, you know, richness and wealth and fame. I think for me, I'm not celebrating that, you know, Diddy is off or anything like that. But I can say that I do feel like, with my limited understanding of how court works, when you find him guilty of certain things, that becomes a precedent that could be used in other cases for the foreseeable future. It could be something that's referenced in other cases as a precedent. And I think that would have been a dangerous precedent to sin. Just paying attention to the climate of things, and not all women lie, but not all women tell the truth either. And I don't know that you guys want to set a precedent to where you could be dating a chick or be in a situationship with a chick, and you fly y'all on a vacation somewhere. While y'all on vacation, intercourse may take place, and then months later she decides that she was trafficked and want to sue you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to put that much leverage in a snake's hand. So in that regard, morals, I mean, I think we all understand, if you watch any of my content or if you just got here, morally, I'm not in alignment with any of what Diddy had going on. I'm not in alignment with it morally. So I think, in the court of morals, we all find them guilty of something, regardless of what you believe in or how you spiritually set up. I think morally, unless you're a participant in those, you found them guilty. But court ain't about your morals necessarily, So that's where I'm at so far. But let's roll.
That came forward, and I feel for all the victims that actually came forward and testified, that put their lives, that shared the most humiliating parts of their life, to be picked apart, to be mocked, to be laughed at.
To be given $20 to $30 million, 20 from Diddy and then 10 from the hotel. And again, I'm staying on this, and I'm going to scream it to the top of the mountain, because I know that women are feeling a certain type of way about it, but she was the Bonnie to his Clyde, and she was the one that benefited the most. It was a domestic violence abuse situation, but it is not a racketeering sex trafficking thing. He should not be in jail. I don't know why they don't understand this. I don't know why it's so difficult for them to catch this wave.
In the closing arguments, while the jury was sitting there giggling, while Mark Agnefolio was saying Cassie's gangster and she could take 2 or 3 people, and my heart goes out to the victims that actually came forward. And my heart goes out to the future victims that saw what happened, that saw what money and power bought. And my heart goes out to those people that put themselves on the line only to get this. People.
I will say that I do have empathy for all of the people who, I got mixed feelings, right? So from an emotional standpoint, I do have empathy for the people who have been victimized by this man, who are too embarrassed to come speak out and actually probably validate a lot of what those charges were and actually get the man locked up. Allegedly, all of this is alleged for content creation purposes. Everything I say and have said is all alleged for content creation purposes, but and legal purposes. But there's obviously a lot of male victims of this guy, and because everybody ain't volunteering, some people went for opportunity that either did or didn't pan out, but they still living with the horrors of their decision. You know what I mean? Some people, like the Columbus short story, where he alleged that, you know, he had something placed into a beverage that he had drank, and he wasn't feeling right after that. And him and luckily his manager was there to help him get on up out of there unscathed. You know what I mean? He told his story in detail. That's on YouTube. Y'all can find it. And there's more and more and more and more. This guy been real successful, real powerful, real well known for a real long time. So I do have empathy, and I'm with Tisa on that part. The people who have been victimized by this man probably did want some level of justice, because you don't have this many things be true about you that are horrid, and this many things alleged about you that are horrid, that are just terrible things, without it being no fire at all. You feel me? Do I think he has done things in his time of freakazoidness? Do I think he's done things during his time that deserve him life in jail? No, I think it's people doing worse than what Diddy got going on. But he's still facing up to a dub. He's still facing up to a hot 20 ball. So we'll see how the judge do. I know it's a lot of people playing judge right now, saying he's gonna get 18 months, but y'all not the judge. Y'all not the judge. The truth is, until October, he's still facing a maximum of a $20 bill. So we'll see. Let's go.
People are cheering for someone they didn't even know. People are cheering at the fact that someone that
and you're cheering against him. She's cheering against him, and she don't know him either. Does this Tisa Tells chick know Diddy? Because she's rooting against him so hard, and I'm trying to figure out why she has such a vested interest in this.
They would never let their daughter, their sister, their mother, their father, their brother, their friend be treated like that. But again, it is what it is. The prosecution is saying they are going to go for the maximum sentence, which carries 20 years. The judge is charged with sentencing. There's a chance that he could be out on probation. Now, I'm going to take you into the courtroom. What happened? Of course, listen, looking back. So I know what you guys are thinking. What happened? Because I am in shock. You found the prostitution, but that's because there was no way you could get around it. You found the prostitution because there was no way to get around it. But for everything else, the arson, the kidnapping, the beatings, you found that this man wasn't guilty. This puts everything else in the holdouts. The holdouts, they were the ones fighting the good fight. They were the ones that said, no, I think he's guilty of something. But at the end, they went with the group. What is it said? A jury of between 40-year-olds and 71-year-olds, and they came back and they delivered their view of the world. But when you look at it, their view of the world is why the world looks like it is. It's why the world looks like it does.
She is so angry at the fact that Diddy beat the case that, again, this shows you the bias reporting. This is how we get to eventually people being on the CNNs, the MSNBCs and stuff like that, to where they are so extreme in their views and they can't help but to have it spit out of their pores, and it shows in everything that they do. You can't get an objective view or perspective from them. You can't get the news. You're getting their perspective. And I guess that's what content creation is.
It's why these monsters can still move forward.
Nah, I think Tisa is forgetting one thing. And I like Tisa Tells' channel. I've appreciated her coverage of the whole. Just because I haven't been doing a lot of videos on this doesn't mean I haven't been keeping up. There's a reason why I'm not doing a lot. I don't believe in piling on until we find out what's really what, And I know one thing we all agree. We agree that he a freakazoid. But aside from that, like everything, and he likes, he modern day Ike Turner with it, with the lefts and the rights. But aside from that, like everything else, until the people who actually were involuntarily, like legitimately involuntarily placed in certain situations, and they gonna come forth and flat out and got some proof too, and they gonna come forth and flat out, like, until that happen, The rules are you are innocent until proven guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. And if you got a room full of people that's, you know, you got some that are saying, no, I think he guilty. I'm not budging. I'm not budging. And then you got people that's like, come on, man. Like, no, like there is doubt. There is doubt. If you, all they got to do is create doubt. If by law, if they create doubt, he's supposed to walk. So he guilty of 2, he facing 20. We gonna see what they do. I think his sentencing is in October, but let's roll.
They literally use their better judgment to come back and ignore what we have learned about victims of SA, about ask yourself why sex trafficking has not been eradicated. This is the reason why. Ask yourself why victims don't come forward, and ask yourself, right?
We just want to get your reaction. He said he was going to prison, might be coming home. Just want to get your reaction. What do you think about the RICO?
I think that much like you, the jury very ignorant, acted ignorantly, and have ignorant. No, I'm saying the way you came up on me is ignorant.
I've been looking for you because that's
Well,
what journalists
well,
do.
baby, here I am.
So what do you think about the RICO? What about all of the lies?
I think I'm on live right now. Okay, worry about your little channel, sweetie. What's that?
I hope Diddy sued her.
Diddy is still not gonna let you suck his dick, baby. He's going for 20.
Security guard ain't doing a good job.
Baby, your channel's not doing a good job. Anyway, right?
What's going on, chat? How she just get into it with somebody in the streets in the middle of her stream? Hey, I guess when your channel get big enough, it happened like that. We on the way. Let's get it.
Anyway, here we go, right? As we go, right? As we go. Hey, what's up, right?
Hold on. Miles in the building. What's going on? 333, my dog. Yes, sir. Mr. Miles. What am I hearing? LOL. We talk, she's been covering, this is Tisa Tales and Anton Daniels, right? So Tisa's been covering the Diddy case very, very closely, pretty much the whole time. She's on location. So she's been right outside the courthouse, all of that, covering. Her live streams are still up. They've been amazing. She's one of the main people I've been, using to kind of keep up with what's going on. But yeah, and Anton's giving his sentiments based on, her rhetoric on it. They are in disagreement, and I'm somewhere in between. So that's where we at right now, just to catch you up, bro. But we almost off this, actually. Let's go.
Right? People acting like I'm the prosecution, but baby, they can bring the smoke if they want. They acting like I'm the prosecution. So anyway, you guys, listen, what does it say? Do you see the things that I actually just put up with? These people are crazy. This man literally came up because this man literally came up.
She can't even compose herself. She can't even keep her frame. She's so mad. She angry. She can't even do what it is that she came to do. She's so mad at Diddy, and then she got confronted by who people telling me is this guy named Ratchet TV. I don't know him. I haven't necessarily seen his content. I observed it today on the Millionaire Morning Show, but let's continue.
And try to cause a scene because his idol, someone he's never met or known. Again, the level of ignorance that is in Diddy supporters, the fact that they're saying I lied on Diddy by reading court documents, I lied on Diddy by what was going on, I lied on Diddy. This is the supporters they have, and this is the world that we live in. This is the world that we live in.
I mean, yeah. I think we're gonna end right there. Shout out to Anton Daniels and Tisa Tales for their content. But yeah, this is the world that we live in. Money and power can make a lot of things go away. A lot of people went quiet. Some people chose sides. A lot of people went quiet. I think that's because they're not necessarily mad at him. It's something that he was doing that they were all, allegedly there's a lot of participants in all of this for a long, long, long time. So with all that participation going on, don't think he just got a bunch of enemies in the industry. People saying, oh, is Diddy going to be able to go back to work? Is he going to be able to go back to businesses? Is he going to come back outside? Yeah. He done spun worse. Y'all forgot who this is? This the same guy now. This used to be Puff Daddy. It was Puff Daddy. Then it was Puffy. Then it was P. Diddy. Like it's this the same dude now. Not guilty, plus I'm filthy. Come on. Yeah, this the same. What y'all thought? Yeah, he coming back outside. He coming back, and he got friends. And listen, and the freaky ain't stopped. Did they stop making baby oil? Did they stop making oil? The freaky ain't gonna stop either. Dude been doing this 30, what, he in his 50s? Dude been doing this 30 years. What y'all thought? Y'all thought he was gonna stop? Listen, I told y'all before, money ain't nothing but options. Money is just options. It's options. When it come to everything, if you got some bread, you got options. But you know what you don't have options on necessarily is your health. That's why they say health is wealth. That's a different conversation. But money is options. And he still got a bunch of money. So he still got a bunch of options. Believe that. Believe that. So, you know, maybe he'll go no cameras this time. But man, dude finna resume life. Because listen, everything that y'all thought the freaky was, all them years y'all thought the freakyzoid activity was going to get him, he was found not guilty. So why wouldn't he proceed? As we proceed, as we proceed to give you what you need, Johnson & Johnson's mother lover. I got the oil, yeah. Yeah. That's what's happening. If y'all think business as usual ain't what's going on, you understand? Believe that. It's a lot of women and men that miss him right now. They miss him. Don't get it twisted. Me personally, like I told y'all, I'm not in alignment with the man and his morals at all. Legally, though, I understand. I understand how it's set up, and I understand how people beat it. The system designed in a way for, if you're powerful, you have a chance. And if you do not have resources, you stand little to no chance. That's how it's set up. So whatever you see rich and powerful people facing, a lot of times they got a shot. Some of them don't go, some of them go. Long as the feds get enough of a conviction to keep their numbers up, and as far as conviction rate is concerned, it's all good. I doubt he get probation though. He probably get some sentence so small that it's essentially time served type shit. The feds make you serve your time. They're not gonna make you serve 100%, but they're gonna make you serve time. That day for a day shit, that the feds don't really move like that. He said business as usual, no doubt. Yeah, for sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mr. McBride, he said, what's good, class? You already know what's going on, bro. We here. We here, bro.
Classic.
We here, bro. Yes, sir. All the dogs filing in, I see. But yeah, that's it for the reaction, man. We moving forward. We got a lot to get to. So it's I'm trying to see what I want to go to next with y'all. All right, let's do this while we got people in the chat. Let's do this. I know some of y'all on lunch break. I know some of y'all, you know what I mean? So let's do this. Let's do the question of the day while we got a little bit of activity going on. Question of the day. Here we go. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what inspired this too. Well, not what, but what types of behavior. All right, here we go. Question of the day. Do most people see a utopia as feasible? That's my question. Oh, man, all the dogs filing in. Souls of thought. Norris, I went back and rewatched your live, bro. I had fell asleep early yesterday, bro. Went back and rewatched it, dove in the comments for you, bro. How you feeling? 333, everybody, man. Question of the day. Talk to me, fellas. A lot of intelligent people in the chat, per usual. Classic chat, the best on all of YouTube. No offense to the rest. We just feel like we the best. Do most people see a utopia as feasible? The reason why I asked this in recent, I mean, I have a lot of different circumstances I could point to, but recently I was watching a panel, and there's this woman that was on this panel, and she's typically on this panel, and she always talks about, all of her talking points, no matter what, are always about how things should be, how things ought to be. And I know a lot of people like this. I know a lot of people like that. All of their talking points are about in a perfect world. You know what I mean? They don't say those words, but that's the energy, right? It shouldn't. It's almost like this. I saw a sister making an argument about, they were talking about SA. Follow me, y'all, because I can't use certain words. They was talking about SA, right? And they were talking about women dressing very, very, very revealing and how no matter how a woman chooses to dress, the typical argument, nobody should approach them a certain way or touch them without their consent, et cetera, et cetera. And I actually dropped a super chat when I was watching the panel, and I said, creeps exist, act accordingly. There is no such thing as a utopia. Let's look up the definition of utopia, chat. I see y'all quiet on me today. Don't worry about it. I'll go one on nobody. Y'all know how I'm operating. Utopia. Utopia. An imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect. I'm going to read it again. Utopia. An imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect. So that's what a utopia is. Do you think most people see a utopia as feasible? I'm going to say my answer to this question is going to be a bit indirect. I believe most people speak like they feel that one day a utopia could be feasible in some part of the world. I think most people know and understand, but it don't feel good to say out loud that it's not feasible at all, nor has it ever been. And I'll explain why, logically. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast says, I don't think people truly believe their behavior would reflect it. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. And I'll explain why a utopia isn't feasible. Because again, the definition of utopia is an imagined, that's first, imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect, right? So it's already off rip by definition. It's only in your head, right? So I don't think most people believe a utopia is feasible, but my reason for understanding why a utopia isn't feasible, no matter how hard the most, influential person on the planet may try, is simply just because nature in and of itself involves a bit of chaos. Just in general, nature's design involves a bit of chaos just by the fundamental principle for most things to survive. Something else has to die constantly. Like birds, to make their nest, they take dead branches. That's death they taking, and they using it for their life. Or predators, they go hunt their prey. They taking life to keep life. You know what I'm saying? In general, nature involves a bit of chaos. So a utopia isn't even God's design. So when people be talking about perfect order and these types of people shouldn't exist and these types of people ought to be eradicated and we need to round up all of the people who think like you'll never be able to catch them all, then just like the Pokemon, you'll never be able to catch them all. You'll never be able to corral them all. There'll always be somebody who you thought was one, they're another way, and there's too much deception in the world. There's too much underlying stuff. It's too many secrets, too, you know what I mean? Too much hidden information, destroyed information. Like this shit get deep. So I could come up with quadruple the amount of reasons why a utopia isn't feasible compared to the number of reasons why we could actually live in one. We got comments. Miles said, we all want to be in a better place. Trying to get there is what keeps us moving. I feel that. I agree with that too, wholeheartedly. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. We are the chaos. Nature is chaos in general. I'm with you though. Yeah, us too. But everybody. I mean, y'all watch the Animal Channel? I be watching the Animal Channel, man, just, because I just be wanting to see real shit. When you watch stuff with humans, it's never real, right? Reality TV's not real. Any shows you watch, everybody acting. The closest thing to something real you're going to get is finding a really, really good channel. You know what I mean? Like on YouTube, like the Classic Codes or like Souls of Thought or like Uncle Plug TV or like, and you can get some real conversations. But a lot of times the big channels, once they start getting them sponsorships, them deals, certain things, they got to switch their conversation a little bit, and they're not going to be as risque as they once were when they was kicking in the dough and it wasn't about no bread. It get like that. That's why you got to be careful what money you accept and from who and what the fine print is, because you don't want to have to stop being you. You want to be able to get the bag being you. That's the code that everybody want to crack, Miles and Mr. McBride. That's the code everybody want to crack, to be able to earn money, be yourself completely, and do what you love. That's when you beat the game. I love what I do. I get good bread off of it, and I don't got to switch up. No code switching involved. That's when you beat the game. When you could pull up you and go touch the type of bread you desire, because everybody don't desire the same bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't desire a gazillion dollars. I don't need all that money. I don't want all that money. I probably hurt myself with that much money. That's why there's so many weirdos now. Too much money and too much time. Souls of Thought said most people don't even know what utopia means until now. He said, I feel that's why people believe in God, to see or get to a utopia. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can't argue with a good point. I do think, yeah. It do. Let me ask. I ain't gonna ask that. I don't want to go that route. I'm gonna ask. I'll see if somebody responds to it. I was gonna say, do you feel like most people believe in God to get to heaven or to stay away from hell? Like, are most people seeking God for their love of God or their fear of hell? Like just opinions. I'm asking for opinions. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong. I just wonder. Matter of fact, we're gonna move on and make that another question of the day right now. But do most people see a utopia as feasible? I'm gonna go, no, I don't. I think most people know that it's not feasible, but they may speak differently. That's my final answer on the question of the day. And then we're gonna pull up the other one. Let's see. Do most people believe in God to get to heaven or for fear of hell? We asking for opinions, guys. No right or wrong answers. All are welcome. I'm gonna have to answer this in real time too. Oh, okay. We got some. Y'all gotta elaborate because y'all sure disagree. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says to get to heaven. Souls of Thought said fear of hell. Somebody break this tie. What we got, chat? Uh-oh. Miles said, my opinion, we're already in hell. Oh, that's why I love the classic chat, man. 3 answers, all 3 different. One chose A, one chose B, one made up C. Come on, man. We got the best chat in all of YouTube. Classic. Come on, dog. We gonna get to the bottom of this, man.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Yeah, we gonna get to the bottom of this, man. Nora said, it's just like why people don't pursue their dreams because of fear of being broke or poor. Mr. McBride, get in the box. Get in right now. I need y'all to go 3 rounds. I need y'all to, so round 1. One said get to heaven, the other said fear of hell. Norris come out the gate and validate with some logic, boy. Great analogy, great parallel. It's just like why people don't pursue their dreams because of fear of being broke or poor. Huh? Great analogy. I can't argue with a good point. My bad, chat. Was at the beach yesterday. Too much sand around. But yeah, man. So until McBride respond, or if he can respond, because I know a lot of people at work. Miles said, right, fear of success. Yeah, not even fear. I don't think it's fear of success. They got the fear of being broke by way of trying to. So a lot of people, okay, so Norris, correct me if I'm wrong. So what he's saying is, like, they teach you, go to school, get this amount of schooling, go get you a job with some insurance, some benefits, some 401k, work until you 65 or whatever the retirement age is, and then go on about your business. Like, that's what they teach you. If you go that route, you're going to have a pretty, like, pedestrian, regular, what we would call just an average, normal life. And for some people, it's perfectly fine. And for those people, I want y'all to know, coming from me, from my opinion, there's nothing wrong with y'all desires being minimal. There's nothing wrong with minimalistic desires. The capitalistic society tells you that you ought to want to be a millionaire. If you're financially responsible with your 80,000 that you bringing in as a household, and y'all able to travel fiscally, y'all able to save, fiscally responsible, y'all able to invest, fiscally responsible, and you ain't trying to get no promotion, and she ain't trying to get no promotion, man, live y'all life with that 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house and kick it. Do y'all thing. Get y'all a couple dogs, have all the kids you want. Listen, I've been to Michael Jackson old crib. That mug gotta be 600 square feet max. 2300 Jackson Street gotta be 600 square feet max. No way. Gotta be. It's like a studio house. That's how little it is. And everybody was in there. Janet, Mike, Joe, Reby, Toya, Marlon. Everybody was in there. The yard and the house together, the size of the house I grew up in. That's how little it is. It's little because the house I grew up in, a regular house. You feel me? So for the people with minimal, I'm on a tangent, but I'm coming back to y'all. I see you, chat. But for the people who got regular desires, just regular desires, don't let society pressure you into wanting to be a gazillionaire. They teach you gluttony because most people can't obtain the type of wealth that would allow them to be gluttonous. So as a side effect of you desiring to be gluttonous, you'll always wake up every day, think about what you don't have, live in a state of depression, anxiety, self-judgment. It's a trap. It's social engineering at its finest. Trust me, the people pulling the strings, they are high-level psychologists. Believe that. They know what they're doing. Trust me. Trust me, I had to study this shit. They do a great job on y'all. And I got to say y'all, I only say we when I can't separate myself, but I am not a sheep. It's y'all. Like a motherfucker, I am not a sheep. Them days is over. I was once upon a time indoctrinated. He said if heaven was the goal, people would be in a utopia or a utopia mindset. Miles said, if you're always playing defense, how do you score? Come on, talk classic chat. Come on. Classic. Souls of thought, because you know your ending would be
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Yeah, y'all talking today. Y'all in rare form today. It's something about these Thursdays, man. Thursdays and in the random evenings be lit. I remember I did a Sunday evening 2 Sundays ago. Y'all was in there turned up. Y'all want me to run that back? Yeah, man. But so my opinion on this, I believe it's fear of hell. I believe it's fear of hell. Growing up in a Christian family, growing up in my own grandfather's church, he had his own church. He was the pastor. Growing up in my grandfather's church, growing up in a Christian family, I can remember more times being told, just as a child, I can remember more times being told, don't say that, God will strike you down, or don't do this or don't do that, because it was always like fear-based teachings. It was never. I can't remember times where it was like, do this because God gonna bless you when you get up there if you do this. Like, I don't remember a lot of that. Like, and there's no disrespect to anybody involved with raising me. I'm just saying, I think that's pretty common. Like, you're taught about negative repercussions, not positive reinforcement. Like, that's not necessarily always the case. Now, as a grown adult, you may start looking at the benefits of living righteously more so than the fear of living wrong. But, if I had to guess, and because this is an opinion question, so none of us are right or wrong, but I would lean more in the direction of, I think more people who believe in a traditional religion have more fear of hell than desire for heaven. Because you got to realize they taught you to fear God. So everything fear-based in the dough. They teach you to fear God. I don't fear God. God love me. I love God. What I'm scared of? That's like fearing my mama. So I don't fear my mama. She love me. Well, I don't fear my dad. My dad love me. That's my boy. That's my dog. I owe him some work on that pool table too. He got me this weekend. Souls of Thought said, no. He said, no, you do a great job with questions. It makes you think, not just answer. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Classic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says, if it wasn't for the New Testament erased, what? If it wasn't for the New Testament, erase Old Testament lie, more people would. Man, say that, man, type that again. If it wasn't for the New Testament, erase Old Testament lie. Am I missing a punctuation somewhere, broski? I wanna understand it, how you tell it, how you saying it. If it wasn't for the New Testament, erase Old Testament lie, more people would. You must be typing in short. You busy, you probably at work, y'all. Because I need to get that clear. Souls, you feel like you understand his response to you? But I don't know. I feel like it's more fear-based than anything. It's taught through fear. You know what I'm saying? Revelations. I remember some people telling me they were scared to read Revelations. I said, man, ain't nothing crazy in there. If you could go watch Lord of the Rings, Chronicle of Narnia, if you can go watch Avatar, if you could go, sit through any of those movies, you could read Revelations, man. Ain't nothing crazy going on. If you could look at dragons on a movie screen, you could hear about them in a book. You know what I mean? What is it? It's the fact that you feel like, oh man, but this is talking about the earth I live on, and the movies they told you it wasn't real. I mean, it's petrified dragons. So I mean, we know dragons was around. So I mean, if you gonna be scared, stay scared. Just get scared now, and don't get unscared. Just be a scary motherfucker. The Old Testament is the New Testament. Y'all having that talk today. I need to pull y'all. Hey, anybody, y'all want me to drop the link? What's going on, fellas? Hey, we got a debate going in the chat, y'all. I'm gonna let it happen on the stream too. All right. Hey, listen, it's the codes, man. Ain't no rules here. Ain't no rules here. I'm gonna let my chat have it out. I got the best chat on all of YouTube. I'm gonna name my chat the 300, the classic 300. I'm gonna put some t-shirts up, man. I'm gonna design some merch, man. Put it on the site. The classic 300, man. It ain't that many of us, but we'll get you gone. Souls of thought. New Testament was just living out the promises. See, Mr. McBride ain't even got time. Y'all finna make him step away from his desk. I know he getting that bread right now. Mal said it's the theory of opposites: build/destroy, light/dark, above/below. Can't have heaven without hell. But see, Miles, you said you feel like we in hell now. I kind of like it here. So if this is hell, I'm concerned. Because I kind of like, I didn't ask to be here, but since I've been here, it's been lit. Joe Jet, all the dogs sliding through 333. We got one.
Classic.
Yeah, all the dogs sliding through. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, podcast said I agree, but ask most Christians and they will say differently. Hey, it's easy to talk good. We know what they're going to say out their mouth. Oh, I'm more concerned with getting to heaven than going to hell. But man, is that how we was communicated with coming up? We all brothers in here. I see a bunch of black faces. We all brothers here. Was that how we was communicated to coming up? We was taught the fear of God. We was taught the fear of God. I just never was scared, but we was taught the fear of God. You know what I'm saying? That's why people be like, ooh, that's blasphemous. Ooh, that, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen, I actually read. See, that's the thing. When they told me to read the Bible for myself, I did. So that's why I had my own feelings the whole time. I always had my own feelings the whole time. He said, that's the problem. They Christians. Yeah. Souls be turning up in this chat. I'm gonna get this side of you to show on one of your panels, bro. Cause he be turning up in this chat. But that's no, I'm saying we was always taught the fear of God. But I had read the Bible for myself. I never was scared of God. And I always thought it was interesting that they kept telling us, even when people be like, oh, don't say this or don't say that, God gonna strike you down. Like, nah, fam, don't come back now. That's
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Hey, don't come back now. Wait, so me saying one wrong sentence that y'all feel is blasphemous, that's gonna bring you back? But slavery didn't bring you back. Man, your priorities fucked up. That's gonna make you turn up. Oh, okay. Come on, shorty. You gotta sell it to somebody who buying. Souls of Thought said no one is Christ-like. Yeah, I mean, shit, that's overrated. That's overrated. I'm finna tell y'all my opinion. Y'all don't gotta hate me for it. Just have your own and do it in peace like I'm finna do. Not y'all, but I'm saying some of my rewatchers, they be going crazy sometimes. Some of the rewatchers. But yeah, man, being Christ-like overrated a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He said no one is Christ-like. That shit boring, boy. That shit boring. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all told he said he came down here to live a human experience, did everything right. Shit, part of being a human is fucking up. Shit, I love some of my mistakes. Some, nah. But some, I'll do that again. What are you talking about? That mistake was a ball. What you talking about? Miles Bachelor, I have an issue with religion. I see. I see. I think I got an issue with the way it's taught, not it in itself, because I think if we became a godless society, I think you'll have more chaos than what you already feel like is going on, So I feel like I like it for structure. I think for society, I'm gonna read your comment, broski, but I think for society to have some level of harmony with this many people being alive and living on top of each other and all that, you need to have a foundational set of principles that most people are in some level of agreement with, just to keep some level of order. So in that regard, I understand why they created it. Now, everything else that was built into it to keep us oppressed, that's why I kept telling y'all, like, they already they gave us the sauce mentally. Like, black people be thinking it's somebody oppressing them. Gee, ain't nobody oppressing us no more. It's self-inflicted now. They gave us the sauce and we just working on ourselves now. We working on ourselves now. It ain't even, they don't even got to put their foot on our neck no more. They've been lifted that up. Yeah, for sure. You can go get enough money to live a happy life. Like, if you're trying to get, richest bloodline in the world money, you never gonna get a chance to touch that. It don't matter what color your skin is. It's about your bloodline. So you never gonna get to touch that. So you can stop seeking that. But if you just want to touch 100 million and go about your business, you can do that. Ain't nobody stopping you from doing that with your black skin. Nobody stopping you from getting 100 M. Correct me, but there is a ceiling. There's a ceiling where you start getting stopped though. Yeah, try to go get a billion. Ask Byron Allen. Try to go get a B. You're gonna run into all type of hurdles trying to get a B with 100 million. They'll let you get that. Especially with inflation, man, let them get that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast said when I said old erase new, I was referring to the notion that Christ's sacrifice did away with the law. I'm still under. No, he didn't. No, it didn't. Christ got whooped because he ain't fight back. I'm still under the Mosaic laws, folks. I'm with Moses, folks. I like how Moses was moving. I like how Moses was stepping. I like how Moses conducted himself. I like everything about Moses. I like everything about Moses was stepping on shit before God even called him. Moses killed the dude in the field because he thought folks was gonna snitch on him. He couldn't let the word get back. He went on ahead and took care of that business. I like it. I'm still under the Mosaic law. I ain't listen. All that. Listen. This when they man, listen. When they told all us black people that the Lord got whooped, drug his own cross to his crucifixion. They put him up there, and he told them, God, forgive them for everything they did to me. They don't know no better. That's what got you niggas laying down to this very day. That right there is why black folks is still self-oppressed to this very day, right now. Right now. Moses ain't said nothing like that nowhere. Nowhere. King David ain't said nothing like that nowhere. Nowhere. Samson used his last prayer for some strength to take the ops with him. That's why they took all them books out the slave Bible and they let y'all keep Jesus. So when people be pushing Christ on me, you pushing a level of grace and mercy that is to your own detriment by way of the evidence of what we live in today. I'm a results-based person. If black folks as a whole, by and large, was moving like Moses, nothing nowhere on this planet Earth would be able to oppress us ever. We would have to oppress ourselves. It'd have to be the big, strong black dude with way more power than the rest of them, and we would have to go back to being like it used to be. We'd have to be enslaving ourselves, but nobody else would be able to do it if we was moving like Moses. But the dude who sat there and was like, forgive them, they don't even know what they do. Yeah, you moving like that with all that grace and mercy, somebody can give you 40 lashes and you don't go get your lick back. You pray for them instead. Somebody can cut your foot off and you pray for them instead. Well, but in the hood, in the trenches, ain't nothing Christ-like. When it comes to dealing with our oppressors, we Christ-like. We'll pray for our oppressors. In the trenches, though, nothing Christ-like. Nothing Christ-like. We gonna go get that back today. We gonna go get that back today. Yeah. Y'all big stepping in it when it don't mean nothing. Yeah, I hate talking about my own people like this. I wish none of it was true. Yeah, for sure. So you can keep all that when the sacrifice happened, it erased the law. Not for me. I'm still with Moses, folks. You can miss me with that shit. The most that nigga did was flip tables. Moses was turning rivers. He was turning whole rivers into blood. Staffs into snakes. Nigga, burning that tree. Yeah, I'm with him. I ain't with what you talking about. I feel that it's another form of politics, mind control. Definitely believe in a higher being, though. You can't not. I'm with you, Miles. You can't not. It's inevitable. You know, it's all outside. It's all outside. We know it's a higher being, but all that structure they tried to put on it and these stories they tried to sell us, we got to get past that. I ain't saying don't rock with it because it's a lot there. It's a lot that we could use there, but you got to also transcend it though. It's something beyond them books. They be keeping y'all encompassed mentally. They keep you, you know what I'm saying, with a bubble, a dome over your shit. You got to open that up. No puffy. Joe Jet, not Joe Diddy. Joe Jet said Moses was big stepping in some sandals. Facts. In all the right ways. Souls of Thought said, I'm at work, but the word Christian was not given to them from a positive light. Look up the word Christian and look up religion. Don't get me wrong. I believe in God. With that said, I also read for myself. I can tell. I'm gonna be honest with you. The people who I know who have gone away from being religious, but are still very much rooted in God and very much still spiritual. All those people I know are the most biblically literate people I know. The people who I know who are like holy as heck and all this, that, and the third, they're not saying they're biblically illiterate. They're not as literate as the people I know who have transcended the book. They're just not. Because when you really study it, you're going to have some questions that make you look beyond it. It's a fact. And when you go look beyond it and you find the answers, don't run from the truth. Don't run from the truth. Oh, what truths? What you talking about? Oh, the story of Jesus looked just like the story of Horus. Somebody else pointed that out in the chat. The story of, was that Miles? Was that you? The story of Jesus looked like the story of Horus, and the story of Horus predate the story of Jesus by thousands of years. You see what I'm saying? Oh, don't run from the truth when you go look it up. Oh, no, well, that was just, don't explain it away to me. The truth don't need to be all that explanation. The truth don't need all that explanation. You say, oh, are there petrified giants? I pull up a big ass picture of a mountain with location that you can go visit right now with a giant face in it. And then you be like, the truth, do I need to keep talking? You see what I'm saying? The truth don't need all that explanation. When you got to tell me 45 sentences, you lying to me. You lying to me about something. Something ain't right. Yeah. Miles said, right. A lot of info in the scripture, for sure. Very useful. Joe Jet said, I feel you on the big stepping, but I think Jesus was trying to say that the physical isn't the real world. I think he was saying, don't be the baddest in the virtual reality. Shit. I ain't get the message. He had a bad way of saying that. I ain't get it. I didn't get the message. All I saw was a dude that didn't stick up for himself when it counted most for sake of a prophecy that didn't ever make sense in the first place. God gonna come down here in physical form, which is technically all of us, but Jesus is the extra super special Negro. Okay, cool, let's roll with it. He gonna come down here to live a human experience and don't do none of the fucked up shit that all of us do. Okay, so that's not relatable at all. Then he gonna get flooded, not fight back at all, carry his own cross, get hung up on it, and then ask God to forgive everybody. And then now that he did that, God can forgive us when God been forgiving us the whole time. It's grace and mercy all through the Old Testament. That none of that shit had to happen for God to keep forgiving us. Now, is God technically, allegedly, according to the Bible, more gracious and more merciful since Jesus did that? That's what they say, but it's grace and mercy all through the Old Testament. So it ain't like God was ever not gracious and ever not merciful. So you have to, for me, it's about making it make sense. And when you got to try to talk in 100 circles to make it make sense, it never made sense in the first place. All they did was sell you a lynching. They sold you a lynching, and then they showed you a man give grace to the oppressor for the lynching and told you to be just like him. That's in layman's terms. They told you about a great man, showed you his lynching, showed him give grace and mercy to those that did it, and told you to be just like him. And you've been doing it ever since. Bet you I won't. You on your own, shorty. Classic. And that's it for the second question of the day. Y'all crazy as hell. Man, please. Be just like who? Man, please. What Soldier Boy say? Drake? Jesus. Be just the man that went in the garden to pray, that came to get him out the garden, and his homie was stepping for him, cut the guy ear off, and he told him don't do nothing. He put the man ear back on. Jesus. No, sir. Matter of fact, God, don't send me down here with no prophecy to get smoked for these niggas. Nope. That's why I never joined the military. I'm not getting popped for y'all. Crazy as hell. What's wrong with y'all? Shout out to all the soldiers doing thank you for your service. I wouldn't, you doing something for me I would never do for you. Just being honest, and I appreciate it. Two things can be true. I appreciate it. This shit might be too real for some of y'all. They just showed up today, chat. Chat, they just showed up. 333 for all the guys that still with me, man. What's up? Let's do this code language, man. Let's do this code language. It's not that one. Yes, sir. The code language today. We got another good conversation. It's kind of in alignment with what we was talking about earlier. But this code language is should versus is. Should versus is. It's kind of in alignment with what we was talking about earlier with the Utopia question. So just diving back into that concept. Let's look up the definition of the word should like we always do. Let's stick to the protocol. The definition of should. Used to indicate obligation, duty, or correctness, typically when criticizing someone's actions. Used to indicate what is probable. So that's the definition of should. Let's look up the definition of is, 2-letter word. Is a verb, specifically third person, singular, present tense form of the verb be. It is used to indicate existence, identity, or a state of being, and it links to the subject of a sentence to a noun or an adjective. That's the definition of the word is. So when we talk about should versus is, it's a situation where a lot of people live in the should, and they will get much further if they operated in the is. Is a state of being. Is right now. Is the present. So if you spend your time in the is, in the present, in the now, thinking about how things ought to be, you're first off, you living in what my dog say? Virtual reality. What Joe Jet say? Virtual reality. You living in virtual reality. You know what I'm saying? When you start talking about what things should be, you're talking about something that literally isn't. Right? And so for when it's soon should for me is like a trigger word. When I'm talking to people and they trying to, like, if we having a debate, for example, I'm with debates and I'm not a debate coward either. Like some debate cowards, they just try to overtalk you and don't let you get your word out. No, I'm gonna let you make your point and then I'm gonna rebuttal the heck out you and beat you fair and square. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, when they debate, they'll start talking about should this and should that. Man, you're not even talking about nothing real. You talking about what you want. Your desires or how you see things should be. That's not what this is. So, you know, if I'm talking about what it is and you talking about what it should be, it's already a wrap for you. You know what I mean? But it's a trigger word for me because, you know, when you're talking about should, you're not working towards a resolution. Always. You're not always working towards a resolution. I think before you get to shoulds, you have to address the is. Do that make sense to y'all, chat, or it don't make sense? If we don't address the present, how do we even get to talking about how it should be? Let's identify what's what. Let's identify what's what. Let's make it real. Let's make it real. More people should work out, but instead they go get surgery. More people should work out. Y'all like, okay, I agree. But what did I fix? What did I fix? I didn't fix nothing. I just made a statement. All right, cool. Shit. Nobody should hurt anybody today. And you feel what I'm saying? So, but if we really wanted to fix something in relation to, you know, body dysmorphia, obesity, all of that, if we really wanted to fix something, right? We would start with, we have an obesity problem. And the obesity problem is linked to a nutrition issue, right? A lot of fast food, people ain't cooking at home, a lot of food in the grocery store is fake, people don't know how to identify PLU numbers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Once we get to that, now we can start saying, okay, matter of fact, that 15 bands you just saved up, keep it. We're gonna take 2 of that and we're gonna put you on a meal plan and get you a trainer. You're gonna get the body you want out the gym, off the muscle. Use the rest of that bread for investments. Now we can start fixing something when we talk about what it is. Just making a should statement does nothing for it. What we doing? It's pedaling in the mud, treadmilling, running, going nowhere. See what I'm saying? So I think it's important for us to evaluate these concepts. And when we hear it, yeah, Mal said, yeah, should is optimistic. Got to be careful with that, for sure. because the is could be very, very, the reality of things could be very cold sometimes. And if you trying to live in your fairy tale delusion world of optimism all around you, and that's not what's really actually happening around you, you walking through floating on freaking fairy dust, talking about, you know, you in some type of force field bubble that you meditated around yourself and shit, floating in the clouds. Because that's where it gets sometimes. Like with this spiritual stuff, for people who aren't religious and the spiritual stuff, some people go off into like toxic optimism. Gee, this ain't la la land we live in, folks. I don't care how tapped in you is with your chakras or none of that. You're gonna still have a bad day. Somebody's still gonna get on your nerves. You still living a human experience. You ain't gonna transcend this human experience while being human. At that point, you inhuman. You inhuman. At that point, you're no longer one of us. If you transcend the human experience while you still human, you done meditated your way to the point where you know what I'm saying, got superpowers and shit. All right, you ain't one of us no more. You something else. We need to make a name for you. Y'all with me? Them should people dangerous, Miles. I'm with you. What do you say? The should is optimistic. You got to be careful with that. Yeah, because a lot of, listen, is more of reality harsh or easy to digest? Talk to me, chat. Is more of reality harsh or easy to digest? Just more of the truth. If you split the truth, 100% of the truth, what percentage of it is easy to digest? Just cold, hard reality. I'd say more of it is harsh for the average person. Shit. Jay-Zilla in the building, all the dogs filing in.
Classic.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, that's the code language of the day. Should versus is, man. Y'all make sure y'all put y'all minds on that. For sure, for sure. All right, chat. I got a little bit of time left with y'all. We got a what we got? A story time? Yeah, we got a story time, chat. We got a story time. Yep, we got a story time. I ain't even gonna say now. Hopefully, Mr. McBride got off of here. I don't want no smoke today, man. He tried it with me on live yesterday, talking about defender, class defender. Nah, man. I ain't nobody defense attorney. I don't even defend myself. I let people think what they want. Just get away from me, though. That's what I'll be on. Uh-huh. Let's get it, though. Let's see what she talking about.
Not only is my friend dating my ex-boyfriend, she's also about to have a baby by him. Let's unpack it. So make a long story short, my ex and I have been off and on for almost 3 years. So we're going to call my friend Taylor. So I've been friends with Taylor before I met my ex-boyfriend, right? So she's one of my homegirls. I laughed at her, vent to her, cried to her, all type of stuff. I literally remember sitting in her car crashing out about this man before. So a couple months after my ex and I broke up, I ended up seeing somebody post a brunch spot, right? So I ended up seeing a brunch spot, but when they pan the restaurant, like, you know how people create content, when they pan the restaurant, I literally see Taylor and I see my ex-boyfriend sitting in the corner, right? They're literally having fucking brunch. I promise you, when it comes to things like finding me, it always be like, look, bitch, look, bitch, look, bitch, look, bitch. And that's how I like end up finding out stuff. I don't always go looking for things. I ain't never been the type to go play find and seek. I ain't got time. So at the time that I had seen the post, I ended up sending it to her. And I'm like, is this supposed to be some type of sick joke or something? Because granted, we just hung out a couple weeks prior. So she ends up opening a message and she never replied. She replied maybe like 3-4 hours later. The bitch tells me, oh, I didn't think you would care because y'all broke up. Oh, okay. So I just stare at her message because I'm really trying to figure out, do I like crash out on her or do I like be cool, calm, click, and think about what's about to happen? So she proceeds to tell me, oh, we ran into each other. It was so random and we decided to have a brunch. So I said, so you accidentally ended up at brunch with my ex-boyfriend. Okay. So at this point, the bitch gets to texting me big ass paragraphs telling myself, I didn't mean to fall in love with him. I didn't mean to catch feelings for him. Save all that side shit, because what the fuck do you mean you didn't mean to catch feelings for him? How long has this been going on? And then why would you sit in my face with shits and giggles to make everything seem like it's okay? And you're fucking around behind my back. This bitch talking about something. She didn't think it would be fair for her to deny something real because of my feelings. Mind you, this is the same man that she knew cheated on me, lied to me, all types of that I literally was just crashing out in your car about. Not only.
All right, that's it. I don't even think we need to go to part 2 of this. I want to go to something else instead. I already addressed this. Shout out to Miles being in the chat too, because Miles actually gave a chat Q&A. She said that's not her friend. Oh, we got somebody new in the chat. Shout out to Lisa333. I only use to add word if I can affect the outcome. I will bet on myself. I'm with you. Joe Jet said witchcraft. Hey, check this out. We had a piece of content. I'm finna make myself a part of this story time. We're gonna go to my content where we had a chat Q&A question from Miles. Shout out to Miles, still in the chat. We had a chat Q&A question from Miles where he actually asked, can men and women be friends? And in part of my monologue, I spoke about her situation, kind of. She talking where I spoke about like the normalcy or how natural it is. Instead of me going on about it, check this out. For example, if let's like why you think it's common, it's fairly common for people on either side for like exes to end up with somebody on the other side in the other person's circle. That shit not uncommon. It's not uncommon for a dude and a female to be together for a minute. They break up and then like dude will get serious with one of her friends or one of her family members. Or on the other side, the female, they'll break up and the female will start dating his homeboy or his brother. Like that shit be happening in the world. That shit ain't like crazy uncommon. It'll be a fling, but every now and again, them of us get serious and go ahead and get married to each other. That's not uncommon. You know what I mean? And that's just human nature. Like you can't, if a dude dating a woman that's generally attractive, just because that's your woman don't mean she no longer generally attractive to the men that be around you. They can still see. But out of respect for you and out of respect for your situation, they're not going to look at her too long, and they're not going to look at her a certain way, and they're not going to speak a certain way. That's just respect. But the man's still a man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, chat, let me know. Am I lying? Am I lying? Is this one of those truths that people know but don't want to accept? Am I lying, chat? This shit uncommon is rare. Y'all ain't never popped a chick, you never was with a chick, y'all broke up, and you end up hitting her homie or her cousin or her mama, her sister, something like that? That ain't never happened to y'all? Was I tweaking on this video? I hate to make myself a part of the reaction. This shit look hella narcissistic right now, but damn it, I can't argue with a good point. I was making a good ass point. And then she just did an authentic story time about how it's happening to her. And then we just had another one yesterday where a chick's sister got a baby by the baby daddy. It's 2 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not crazy. And so if they broke up and then for some reason you and her get to having some conversation down the line when enough time has passed for it to be deemed somewhat appropriate, I would think, you know, who gonna object to that? It's kind of a natural occurrence. It's a natural progression. That shit don't shock me when stuff like that happens. They already around each other. They already familiar. Motherfucker already know she smell good. You know, like motherfucker she already know she like how he looked at. Been around each other for probably years or whatever the case may be. They just was being respectful. And then the circumstances change and then shit change. Conversations only become awkward because most people don't let go for real. That's real shit. Any of my exes could get married to my blood brother and I wouldn't give a fuck. Promise you, I'll be the best man. I let go. I don't have a letting go problem. When it's over, it's fucking over. Yeah. What y'all think about that, chat? Talk to me because, you know, in the video, she was like, I literally was sitting in her car crashing out about this man and woo, and like now she dealing with him. And she said, why would she deny something real just because y'all used to go together? Man, that's a real question. If her and dude really vibing and they may end up actually being together till death do them part, who is you to be in the way of that? Y'all tried, y'all failed. Everybody else on the planet Earth is now available. Y'all tried, y'all failed. Everybody on the planet Earth is available. That sister code shit wasn't never real. She said, that's because you're over them. Yeah, that's what exactly. Hey, shout out to Lisa. That's exactly what it is. Because most people never let go for real. Most people don't let go. They don't be getting over their exes. I'm talking to men and women. What's up? Unpopular opinion. Let's do it. Matter of fact, let me lock in for this so we can send this to TikTok. You feel me? Let's be intentional. Men and women. If your ex can't deal with somebody because they know you, friends with you, related to you, you not over your ex. Flat out, men and women. If your ex can't deal with somebody next to you, you're not over your ex. It ain't got nothing to do with no awkward, no respect. Now, obviously, there's exceptions to the rule. If somebody was getting punched on, if it was a situation where, you know what I'm saying, there was something crazy going on. But I don't even care if they cheated. Oh, this person cheated on me and did this to me. You saw them dog me out. Girl, why would you date him? Because she like him and he don't treat her like he treated you. He probably was cheating on you because he was miserable with you. Your friend know how to cook and wear up shoulders good. What are you talking about? Every woman don't get at the same version of every man. Newsflash. Every man don't get the same version of every woman. Newsflash. If your ex can't deal with somebody because they deal with you in some capacity, you're not over your ex. For you to police your grown-ass homie or your grown-ass brother or your grown-ass partner or your grown-ass cousin or your daddy might want to date your ex, depending on what age you is. You might be in the gray area. And this go for men and women. This don't matter what side of this you on. If your ex can't deal with somebody around you, you're not over your ex, or your ex not over you. Period. Unpopular opinion. That's where I'm at with it. And I'm finna make it make sense on this video. Let me pull my actual video back in to drive this home. Let me get to the comments first though. Joe Jet said Lisa is right. Jay Zilla said 100. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Most people don't exercise this thought process in public, but y'all with me? Enter at your own risk if they were abusive. Yeah, don't. I wouldn't. Now, if somebody was punching, I wouldn't get with the person that was punching. But at your own risk is 100% right. You ain't told no lie. Miles said, especially with young people, sex will always trump friendship between men and women. Ooh, bold statement, Miles. You think so? Sex will always trump friendship between men and women? Whew. That's some heat. Y'all cooking today. I can't lie. The best chat on all of YouTube. Classic. Listen to the rest of this point I drive home, though, y'all. I was in rare form this day. I do not have a letting go problem. There's not one woman on this planet that can say they dated me twice. Right? Facts. I'll let go. And I don't care what you do when you move on. I look at it like this, and I always ask this question, and it's messed people up every time. Do you care about your friend's sex life? Like in general? Most people say, no, I don't. Okay. Do you care about your ex's sex life? They say no. So why is it that when your friend mess with your ex, you start caring about their sex life or their relationships in general? Well, because that's different. No, hold on. Was that not a good ass question? Huh? Was that not just a good ass question? Huh?
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
Was that not just a good question? If you don't care over here and you don't care over here, but then they get together and you all of a sudden give a damn, what's going on with you? Yeah. It's a lot of people moving on. You not one of them. It's a lot of people moving on. You not one of them. Yeah. I was in rare form this day. But yeah, I think that's the answer to the young lady, man. Shout out to the TikToker, man, because we always like to I'm gonna link back to her in the edited version of the story time. And you know, we always like to show love. But shout out to her for sharing her story. We're not gonna go to part 2 because I feel like, you know, we kind of get the gist. But nah, man, I think that she needs to this is an opportunity for her. You know, that young woman, I think it's an opportunity for her to grow up and just understand natural occurrences. You know, people don't stop being people. That's part of the reason why, like, getting married be weird to me in some ways. Like I'm big on going to weddings, right? Before I end the story time, I'm gonna make this a part of that video. I'm big on going to weddings, right? But certain part of weddings always been awkward to me, right? Like if you go to a wedding and a bride choose to wear something like slightly real revealing or like real form fitting and stuff, it's like it's a lot of other men here. You know what I mean? And as respectful as men are going to be, they're still men, and they're not unless everybody in the audience is Ray Charles. They could see, you know, and it always been weird to me too how they take the little thing off the girl inner thigh. That joint been up in her inner thigh all next to the you feel me all day, and he go up under there in front of everybody and go get it. That always been awkward to me. And then the fact that he take that's been on her perfume scented inner thigh and throw it in the crowd, and then the dude catch it and be like, yeah, I'm getting married next. Like all of that is weird to me. All of that is like slightly just like. It's just like it's shit weird. No, nobody else found that shit to be awkward, fam. For real. She said that becomes jealousy. So you think it's an element of jealousy when the friend get with the ex and it be working? The other friend jealous, like, why is working over there? You feel like that? Is that what you're saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. Miles said, pardon me, y'all. I'm 54. My gray hair is talking. You good, bro? You good, bro? Hey, I look younger than I am. Trust me, Miles. Trust me. Lisa said, weird shit. Yeah, it's weird as hell. Hey, nobody else found that weird. Everybody else thought that was great tradition and shit. to take something off my woman in her thigh and throw it to you niggas? And y'all competing to catch it? Crazy as hell. Man, listen, allegedly all things for content creation. Man, I have my blicky in the trunk for you goofballs on my wedding day. Ha! Play some disrespect. Yeah. You won't make it home. Allegedly all for content creation purpose. Lisa said, yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, dude, I can see how that become jealousy, but see, that's something. That's what I'm saying. I feel like when an ex, male or female, when an ex deal with somebody that's next to they ex, and the old person got the problem with it, we know it's something in their spirit. We've identified who ain't moving on. It's something in their spirit. It ain't sitting well with them. They got some of that beat some on. I don't like how it made me feel. I was convicted. I don't like how. And then what she said to her friend when she was talking about being a bad friend to her friend's face. That shit nasty work, boy. But that's it for the story time, man. That's it for the story time. We hit all the segments today, man, but I got a couple minutes. If anybody want to throw something out, a topic, a question, anything for chat Q&A, y'all got to the end of this song to do chat Q&A. Throw anything out, anything at all, and I'll give you my POV. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Your labor gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles, I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours, I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Yeah, I put in that time, put in work, I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine.
Classic!
Shout out the beam, coach like sweat, city society T. I'm in the gym working out clean. Bad work, 5 punch combinations, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me.
Yeah.
Came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with me. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it in with me.
Yeah. All that. Yeah. What's up, chat? Talk to me, man. Y'all got 1 minute. Anybody got any type? Okay, we got a question. Boom, Jay Zilla. Is classic codes trademarked? Boy, you all in the business of the business on public, boy. We not answering that one, but good question.
Classic.
He in the business of the business in public.
Classic.
Crazy. I tell you what though, go get that Code Language merch. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, man, if y'all don't have no other questions that I can answer, you feel me? We gonna tap out for the day. What's up, chat? We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is what it is. Make sure everybody hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you active in my chat, whether you watching this on the replay or whether you was here right now. I appreciate all the classic chat, my classic 300, the best chat on all of YouTube. We come in here every single day. We unrelenting, the most consistent. The big dogs can't even keep up. You know what I'm saying? And we here and we gonna.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
And we gonna get everything figured out. We not scared to talk about nothing. We gonna keep the language where it need to be. We ain't gonna get demonetized. We gonna get remonetized and remonetized and remonetized. Again, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the community. You know what I mean? And we got another classic. Stick to the code.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Hardened my heart.